And welcome back to Atreyu News. It is now Tuesday morning, June the 20th of 2017. Breaking: Trump supporter just stabbed and is in critical condition. Look who it is. As the war continues, the civil war. According to reports, a Trump supporter has been stabbed by a member of an Armenian gang and is currently in critical condition. Tony Foreman is a well-known Trump supporter and Twitter personality. Brutal. A Gateway pundit reported a Trump supporter was stabbed and is currently in critical condition in Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center after being identified as a conservative and subsequently stabbed by an Armenian gang member. Now we see why having the right to bear arms is so imperative, especially in this day and age. 27-year-old Antonio Foreman has just left a free speech rally in California alongside a slew of other well-known Trump supporters such as Kyle Chapman. Afterward, they headed to a local bar to relax. After a few hours at the bar, the group, many donning Trump hats and supportive bumper stickers on their vehicles, decided to retire for that night. That is when things took a turn for the worse. As Tony approached his vehicle, another car rammed through the parking gate vehicle barrier into the lot, directly smashing into Tony's car. The Armenians exited their car and reportedly were initially receptive to exchanging insurance information. They walked the length of Mr. Foreman's car and noticed multiple pro-patriot stickers, including a Gadsden flag, an American flag, and multiple other patriotic and pro-Republican stickers on his bumper and back window. That's when things took a turn for the worse. After noticing these stickers, the Armenian gang member is reported to have walked back to his car before reapproaching Mr. Foreman. The car's other passengers stepped out of the vehicle wielding knives. Within a matter of minutes, Mr. Foreman was stabbed 9 times right before one of the gang members screamed, "I'm going to shank you, white boy." The Santa Monica police, when asked for comment, said there is no reason to believe that this was premeditated, but it was racially charged attack. Yeah, no shit. It's too bad he didn't have a pistol on him, because there'd be some dead gang members right now instead of him being stabbed. Laura Loomer: the left has systematically used free speech and artistic expression as a pretext to incite violence against the right. Well, that is quite well said. When you're going to delight in the assassination of our president, it's going to have a violent end. And I agree. I see people like Ted Nugent coming out and pleading with the left to be peaceful, because I don't think they realize how much danger they're in.
Violent delights lead to violent ends, right? And so when you're going to delight in the assassination of our president, it's going to have a violent end. And why are the Never Trumpers supporting me? Well, what do the Never Trumpers have in common with the liberals? They both are unhappy with President Trump being our president. They haven't accepted it. And the only way that that would be resolved is if he was eradicated or taken out. So, of course, Never Trumpers like Ben Shapiro are going to criticize me because I'm protecting the president's life. I'm protecting our Constitution. I'm using my constitutional right of free speech and protest to protest against the bastardization of Shakespeare, really, just an attempt to continue the normalization of political violence against the right.
Well. Kamala Harris and Maxine Waters have just been caught, and it's bad. Senator Kamala Harris has been caught funneling money to Representative Maxine Waters in exchange for endorsements. Corruption. Let's take a look.
Are under fire after allegedly exchanging cash for political endorsements. One America's Kelly Ayers has more about their ploy to gain votes.
I intend to fight for truth and transparency and trust.
How California's new Democrat Senator Kamala Harris rose to her position is under scrutiny in the press. An article published in the Washington Free Beacon details how campaign committees for Harris paid tens of thousands of dollars to the Maxine Waters campaign in exchange for public endorsements. There are at least 2 election cycles where this took place, according to the Federal Election Commission. It worked in 2010 when Harris was running for Attorney General in California. Her campaign committee funneled a total of $33,000 in 3 installments to the Citizens for Waters campaign committee. In exchange, Congresswoman Waters included Harris on a list of candidates she was endorsing. That list was on a so-called slate mailer that was sent to hundreds of thousands of voters. It worked, and Harris won that race. Fast forward to 2016, when Harris was running for the U.S. Senate against another Democrat. This time, she paid Waters, who was running for re-election, $30,000 to be on another endorsement flyer. Harris went on to beat the other nominee, former Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez.
I could not be more proud to represent my beautiful state.
Waters, who's been in Congress since the early 1990s when President George H.W. Bush was in the White House, won her race as well. The same FEC records show that since 2006, Waters' daughter, Karen Waters, who puts the flyers together, has made more than $750,000 from the scheme, some of which her mother's committee still owes her. And this is apparently legal since the commission reportedly gave Waters the okay to do it in 2004. One problem is it lets her donors get away with avoiding campaign limits because the money is transferred from one committee to another. So far, Harris is keeping quiet by not returning any requests for comments. Meanwhile, she is on a list of possible Democrats who could try and challenge President Trump in 2020.